We are live, guys. Thank you for showing up. If you're looking at me on my multi platforms, my name is Eugene, and you are at Real Life and Law, guys. And don't forget, this is a interactive call-in show. Just finished the Thanksgiving holiday. I hope you all had a really, really good break. I did. How'd it go with you, Elizabeth? Since it's been a while since we've been on here. Elizabeth is my daughter. She helps me try to produce this. So, how did your Thanksgiving go, Elizabeth?
It was good. We survived the month of November.
Yeah, cool. The month of November. I try. Oh, you've got a lot of birthdays in November, don't you?
Yep, we're all done.
Um,
Christmas is done. Everything's done.
all right. So your birthday, EJ's birthday, and all the kids' birthday, right?
And the dog.
And the dog.
Yeah, Teddy's the seventh.
Oh, I didn't know that. Is that when you got him or when he was born, actually? Or do you know?
That's when we got him.
Guys, take a look at the QR code. What's the QR code? I always forget. Is that my pin site?
Yeah, the one on the top left.
Yeah, top left, guys, is my pin site. You'll see a lot of good information on there just in case you don't know. Guys, in case you, my Thanksgiving was about like yours, Elizabeth, a little bit rushed. But I think we had good. The key to a good Thanksgiving is not having to cook the whole deal, the whole dinner at your house. So, we did a lot of the sides, your mommy's vegetable casserole. She cooked banana, she fixed banana pudding yesterday, and I have eaten more than I should of the
I
banana pudding.
doubled I doubled that recipe and everybody ate it all.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness gracious. You're coming in just a little bit hot, Elizabeth. Your mic, can you change the volume or no?
Yeah, hold on. Is that better?
Oh, much better. Much, much, much better. So the holiday over, guys. Now we're pushing for good old Saint Nick, and I'm wearing the tie, the Christmas tie. So,
Festive.
pardon me.
Festive.
You like the tie? So, guys,
Yeah.
let's get into it. The topic today. Tell them what the topics are, Elizabeth.
We have some nutty news. We're going to be talking about poverty, privilege, and Luigi.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. It's been a year since that man Luigi, and we're not talking about the
Mario Brothers.
Luigi on Mario Brothers. This guy's a little more sinister than Mario Brothers. Although those guys are pretty rough.
Your
The
your
Mario.
TikTok, your TikTok people like.
Yeah, thank you guys for that. And Elizabeth is going to be monitoring the questions and stuff. And so if you've got a good question, guys, we're going to try to stay on topic. Luigi, privilege, poverty. So we're not talking this Luigi who murdered or who's accused of, let's say it correctly, who is allegedly accused of murdering the United Healthcare uh, CEO is not your Mario Brothers Luigi. He's a little different guy. He considered himself a freedom fighter of sorts, a person that was raging against the machine. Very privileged fella. He was born of privileged. He he understood what privilege got him. Now I'm not sure he fully appreciated his privilege because he's in a horrible position. Apparently, he experienced a lot of back pain. If you look at any of the stories about him, he had suffered some traumas, some injuries, and I'm not sure why he chose the United Healthcare CEO. But interesting thing about him, though, is he's got a trial. So there are a couple of hearings that are coming up this week. His attorneys, his legal team is challenging the search of his backpack when they found him. And they're also asserting that they did not read him his Miranda rights and that all of the statements he made during his detention or during his processing, when the police actually had him, he's challenging all of those statements that he made. And he's certainly challenging the search of his backpack. Now, we'll talk about that, and I think he's not going. Those are, when I looked at everything, it looked like to me that they were kind of perfunctory motions that any legal team would file. Anytime, particularly anytime there was a search of your person, your car, your home, a good legal team is going to always challenge that search to see if it was a lawful search. There is a load, or there are a load of exceptions when it comes to a search without a warrant. Uh, the general rule is you cannot search anybody or anything, your home, your car, your backpack, the console of your car. You can't search any of those things unless you get a warrant. That's the general rule under the Fourth Amendment. It is your protection against an unreasonable search conducted by the government. So we're looking at, it looks as though, but one of the big exceptions that I think they're going to lose on, his team is going to lose on this exception, is that if an officer feels that they are in danger or that you have or have something hidden on your person or close at hand, then they are allowed to search for safety reasons. And I think this is where they're going to lose on their motion to have all of that evidence excluded. Apparently, the weapon that he chose to use was and did you hear this? Did you see this in any of the stuff you read, Elizabeth? The weapon that he
No.
used was a 3D. It was a weapon made from a 3D printer. Who the hell knew?
Wow.
Yeah, a printer. I'll be damned. So they're challenging the fact that they found those things in his backpack without a warrant. Now, I think they're going to lose on that. I think it's pretty clear the Supreme Court has said time and time again that a police officer is allowed to search you for their safety. And of course, if he was detained because someone had been assassinated or allegedly, then of course any reasonable police officer could have conducted a search to make sure that they were safe and that the community at large was safe. Because remember, at the time, if you go back in time, this guy was on the run for what, a day and a half or something.
I think it was a
Somehow,
few.
was it a few? I don't remember. It's been a while ago. I can't remember what I had for Thanksgiving dinner.
It was long enough to have memes and stuff about everybody acting like they had him, but they were hiding him.
Yeah. So I think they're going to lose on that. Now, as far as the Fifth Amendment, any of his statements he made, that's always a little more sketchy when a person is in custody as opposed to just being detained. When are they actually in custody? It's always a good idea, and I'm sure Luigi probably knew this. You always keep your mouth shut. When the police grab you, keep your mouth shut. You have a Fifth Amendment right to shut the hell up, and you should always exercise that right. So I think they're going to lose absolutely on the Fourth Amendment argument. I think whatever they found in that backpack would be justified and it's probably fair game because at the moment, a reasonable officer had a right to believe that they could have been in danger, and also that the community at large would have been in danger. Because let's remember, he was threatening to use some other devices. I think that was the big threat, that people were afraid that other devices would be used to create havoc. So I think they're going to lose on that. Now, the Fifth Amendment argument, I'm not sure about, but they're anticipating what, Elizabeth, on this 4 or 5 days?
I have no idea. I have a QR code though.
Yeah, though. Well, show them the QR code. By golly.
They can look at it themselves.
Yeah, fellas, we've got a link to that story if you're interested in it. If we have questions, you can do that, guys. We've got a number at the bottom of the page: 559-335-3331. 559-335-3331. So, how does poverty? I'm going to ask you, Elizabeth. How do you think poverty and privilege play into not just what happened with Mr. Luigi, but with everything else that's going on today? You see a lot of discussion about privilege and poverty and how that may have played an impact in the episodes that led to Mr. Luigi taking out his anger on the United Healthcare CEO. How do you think it affected it?
I don't think poverty was in Luigi's case. Wasn't he from a rich family?
Very wealthy, but how do you? But how? Well, I think it played an impact. Maybe he might have not been impoverished, but do you think maybe that he felt that he was carrying the banner for people who couldn't afford health care? I think that's the argument.
I
The health
think
care.
I think he argued that that was his position to make himself feel justified in what he was doing. But do I think he was doing it for those reasons? No. He when his grandmother, I think his grandmother was like died or she passed away, and it was the healthcare system. I think that wouldn't get approved for some kind of
Yeah,
procedure.
I think that along with I think he had chronic back pain, I believe is one of the stories. There's a lot of stories floating out there. We won't know the full truth until trial. Um,
He
yeah,
made it
so I
seem
think
like he was doing a favor, but I don't think that was his motive.
he may have had been suffering from some kind of psychotic episode. We don't know that. I am not a psychiatrist. I am a counselor, though. I spent a lot of time. So it could have been one of those things. And maybe he's just one of these. You see this if you look at some of these social groups, these social fighters, social justice warriors. You see a lot of them. They're all wealthy people. If you look at
Someone on your TT said wealthy people are less tolerant of being ripped off.
well, maybe so, right? But see, I think this is the issue. Some of these wealthy people feel guilty. A lot of these people of privilege, and if you look at all of the riots and all of the unrest, and you look at some of the more prominent groups that are always advancing these kind of social justice causes, I think in a way they feel guilty of their position. They truly feel guilty. You hear it all the time, white guilt. Well, white guilt just isn't because you're white. It's because you think maybe you've had some type of privilege in your life. Well, I mean, that's the theory, is that a lot of these people and a lot of these groups feel that they are picking up the cross and that they are carrying the banner for everybody that's ever felt slighted. And certainly, I believe, coming from his position, if his granny didn't get health care, didn't get health. We got Teddy.
Intruder.
Teddy has made an appearance. Um, so you get privilege in a lot of those groups. You don't see some poor son of a gun like me or you or anybody else walking around generally participating in those groups, doing a lot of the things they're doing. Most of these people participating in a lot of this activity can afford to do that. Who the hell has time to protest? Who's got time? You got time to protest, Elizabeth?
I had to mute my thing. Teddy was barking. No, I don't have time to go stand on a corner.
Any of your friends got time?
I don't know any friends that go participate in the protest.
So, so what are they? Yeah, because they're usually busting their ass. They're out there working.
Got a job.
Yeah, they got a job. So, but now let's talk about poverty. How poverty plays. So some people, like Luigi, feels like he's carrying the banner or he's fighting a good fight for all these people that can't do it. Let's look at poverty and privilege. What do you think about poverty and privilege? What do you think?
I feel like, I mean, the only privilege from poverty would be abusing systems, abusing aid.
Well, have you ever seen a poor person who believed they were entitled to certain things?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you see that all the time. We live now in a society where no matter what your social status is, that you feel entitled. When I went to school, and I always hate to bring it back to me, but I will because it is my show. So I'll bring it back to me. When I went to school, I didn't have good clothes. I barely had good shoes. I was lucky to have 2 meals put in my belly. Um, I didn't feel entitled to anything. I always believed when I was growing up that I had to work for everything I got. And all of the poor people that I knew back in the day were poor. You could see it. You could tell they were poor by looking at them. They didn't have good haircuts. Their clothes were outdated. Their shoes were outdated. Uh, They usually weren't driving or riding in a good car. You could tell where they lived that they were poor. Nowadays, the poor people in this country have food in their belly. They have nice clothes because people are giving them stuff. The,
Someone said you don't understand poverty.
oh, shit.
I needed to tell you. I needed to tell you that one so you could clear the air.
Listen, buddy, I didn't shit in the inside bathroom until I was 17 years old. We were raised on food stamps. I understand poverty. We lived in houses that didn't have good heat. But what I'm saying to you is 50 years ago, poverty was different than it is now. A lot of poor people have iPhones. They have cable TV. They have good shoes. They have good clothes. They got food in their belly. I'm sorry, that's not poor. But all of the poor people, you can't, I just don't think you can pick a poor person out of a crowd nowadays like you used to be able to do it 50 years ago. I just don't believe that.
Oh, no, there's a correction. Someone said you do understand poverty.
Oh, okay. I'm like, holy shit. They
But
all,
K Rob and them are telling me not to go stand on a corner.
we don't need anybody standing on the corner. I mean, we're not, you know, and I'm doing a hell of a lot better than I did when I was 14. But I promise you, I spent a lot of time sitting in a food stamp line in a food stamp office with my mother, and I did it as an adult. Elizabeth, I had to sign up on food stamps. I had to quit a job. I decided to go to law school. So I know what poverty is. When I went to law school, we had to stand, and I didn't ever ask my wife to do this, but we stood in many a line to get clothes, to get food for Thanksgiving. We had many Thanksgivings when I was going to law school was subsidized by community people.
And we had
Christmas
to
gifts.
deal with the scrutiny of being in an environment where most people weren't on food stamps. It was
But tell it,
Allie tried to use a food stamp dollar in a vending machine.
yeah.
That's
So that's what I was. Yeah, that's what I was getting at. There's a story that back in the day you had food stamps and it was real money. It was paper. They didn't have EBT cards. You had paper dollars. And so tell them about that story, Elizabeth.
apparent. I don't remember. I think I was younger. Allie's a little older than me, but she had used one of the. I think it was the brown. Was it the brown ones that were the $1?
Yeah, the $1. Yeah, they had
Yeah,
different colors.
it was a brown paper. And Allie was at the vending machine after school. We were in a little Catholic school, and she was trying to put the brown dollar in the pop machine. And Eugene's friends had seen her do it and was like, "That's not a dollar bill." They didn't even know what it was, but Eugene knew what it was, and he was embarrassed.
Yeah, see, those kids didn't know what food stamps were, did they? They had no idea what it was.
No,
Most of the kids.
they thought she was putting like fake money in it.
Now, and before y'all get all up in it saying how could we afford Catholic school or a private school, we busted our ass. We cleaned kitchens. We participated, we volunteered, we mowed the grass, we did anything. Education was a priority for our kids. And also, I have to say, God rest their soul, your grandmother and grandfather, Mary Ann's parents, subsidized that education.
And
Uh,
we cleaned in the summertime too.
yeah,
We deep cleaned the school in the summer.
we did whatever we had to do to make sure that the kids had a good, solid educational foundation. So they did go to private school, but we busted our ass to make
And
sure that happened.
we knew we were different too. I mean, we didn't have it the way the other our classmates had it.
Yeah, well, yeah, right. And I knew I knew I was
Even in
different
the
too.
even in the morning on special lunches, like when they would do pizza or McDonald's, we wouldn't have cash, but they would write it. They would write our name on. But everybody else had dollars. I was like, why don't I have to pay for lunch?
Free lunch.
Yeah. Why are you taking all their money?
So we so pot but so the point is that kind of got off, so y'all excuse me. I don't really like talking about myself, but I think it's relevant at this point so that people understand the difference in a poverty and a poor person today is absolutely different than it was 50 years ago. I think the level of what our poor people have, um, they're almost a poor person now, at least on the appearance, can look like a middle class um, citizen. They're dressed nice. They have good shoes. A lot of them have phones. It's just different now than it was 50 years ago. And so you see a lot of entitlement. You don't know how many times I have people coming into my office and they can't rub two damn nickels together, but they have this air of entitlement about them. Like, and when they walk into my office or they call me on the phone and they ask me to help them with a legal matter, they get really pissed off that I charge. They get angry. They believe that they should get my services for free. This is the thought that you're going to walk into someone's office and they're going to give you service for free just blows me away. But there's a lot of people, and it's usually the poorer people that feel entitled. So hopefully, guys, we got any questions? Give us a call 559 55. Yeah, still here. Sorry. Uh, 559 I didn't get to it quick enough, guys. We had a little interruption there. Pardon me. So
Someone said
five.
an initial consultation should be free.
No, most lawyers right now, because it's time. Initial consultations are not free. Not for me. If you've had an automobile accident, I will do that consultation for free. But most all other things. And I'm doing some work with the Mark Lanier Law Firm. I want to give them a shout out. Good bunch of people. We're doing a lot of stuff. I'm doing a lot of stuff with them. They're a powerhouse law firm. If you've had silicosis, asbestos related cancer, mesothelioma, we can get you what you deserve, what you're entitled. We talk about entitlement. They're going to get you what you're entitled to. Absolutely. So give them a look. Look at their page, guys. So let's talk now. We got any questions? 559 335 3331. You can share with me your thoughts about entitlement, poverty. Now, I
There you
don't
go.
want,
There you go, Mike. A free phone call. There you go.
yeah, 559 335 3331. Let's talk. What kind of nutty news do we have, Elizabeth? Give us some nutty news. I think it's time for a nutty news break.
There's a QR code at the top left, and it's Ziegler D-Row. He is the oldest inmate on D-Row in Florida, and he committed his crime in 1975 on Christmas Eve.
Yeah. So, give the audience a little. We've looked at this case. Give the audience a little taste of what he did and how weird it is.
So apparently, he had a furniture store in Winter Garden, Florida.
Now
That's
that's
about
Ziegler, right? Ziegler had the furniture store.
Ziegler, yes. So that's about 45 minutes from Daytona. And on Christmas Eve, he was, well, not on Christmas Eve, but it happened on Christmas Eve. But he was later convicted of taking his wife and in-laws and a random bystander life.
Yeah. So he was accused of doing away with the whole daggone family. His wife
Yes.
and her parents.
Yep.
Oh my
And then
God.
some man that just happened to be in the store that night.
Yeah, and so he blamed the guy that was in the store. Is that correct? He blamed that guy.
They're trying to have a new hearing of DNA evidence that is supposed to suggest that Ziegler did not do it, that it was the guy, the random guy.
I don't know how they're going to do that. But what was that, 1972?
75.
75. So he has been in the pokey since 75. What is that, 50 years?
Yep.
40 years.
He's the longest serving death row inmate.
Holy cow, 50 years, man. I mean, crazy.
He's 80 years old right now.
And he's bucking for a new trial, right? New
Yeah.
evidence. Now, if you don't know, just for your all's education, so you don't know, whenever there's new evidence and you think you've got a new way to get around your conviction, new evidence, you usually have to have a hearing. Now, that evidence has to demonstrate that even with everything else that was presented at your trial, that this new evidence would have been a game changer. Now, DNA is certainly a game changer, particularly back in 1975. They didn't have the techniques they've got, although I'll bet you they've had some DNA later on. I think this ain't his first go around, is it, with the DNA?
No.
So he's had several attempts. Apparently, there's a new technique that might shed a little more light on the subject. So if there's something new in the scientific field, that it could be a game changer. Now, there's a lot of times when you have these hearings for the evidence, so that there has to be a hearing on the evidence, and you have to be able to show your team, your legal team has to be able to show that that evidence would be a game changer. And that's a big hurdle to jump over. And not many people can do that. So, very weird case. Like, and well, I'm not trying to make fun of it because a whole family lost their life, but holy cow. Like you think there'd have been a better way to tell them to leave? They might have stayed too long or something. Who knows? Like the whole family.
You have a guy on your TT that I guess is mad at you.
Mad at me? What's his beef?
I don't know. Apparently, he called you greedy. I said I wouldn't. That's not the right description.
Greedy.
He said he's not a smart lawyer because he doesn't know cross-border laws, international parental abduction.
Okay. Yeah. It's
that's like any degree. There are levels of specialty, so I'm not understanding.
No, this guy, he's been on my streams before. He apparently, there's some kind of international smuggling ring that he thinks everybody ought to know about. Yeah, he's just got some bad facts in a case he might have been involved in, so we'll just ignore him.
Specialties. I mean, there's dentists that don't do root canals because that's an endodontist, and there's periodontists.
Yeah, but that's not it. That's not his beef. Yeah, his beef is just he's just
no lawyer knows every law,
Mm.
every aspect of the law.
You don't know the law, you know concepts of the law.
Right.
So
you have certain specialties.
Yeah, there's concepts is what you deal in. Lawyers deal with concepts. You can't possibly know the law, but you can kind of concepts will transfer from one discipline to another sometimes. So, guys, what other questions we've got about poverty, privilege, and Mister?
Anna,
Um,
Anna said your donut goal is very ambitious.
oh, what is it? Did I screw
You
it
got
up?
1,050 on there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, guys, if you don't know, if on one of these other platforms, I set a goal for gifts. Guys, gifts are appreciated. Thank you very much. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's funny. Guys, I'm visually impaired, so I do a lot of goofy stuff with my technology. So, guys, haven't had a call yet. I will entertain a call about anything. If you've got a family law issue, I'd like to keep it on track to poverty. And you tell me what your thoughts are, what you think about Mr. Mario.
Luigi.
I know that. I just called him Mr.
Someone
Mario.
said you do civil rights law in Arizona.
Civil rights laws. No, I don't do civil rights. Most people that think their civil rights were violated, they probably were. They probably were, but you can't get paid for them. You have to have a very severe violation in order to get paid, and it's rare that you see those cases.
And
It's
someone
rare.
joined your fan club for 1 month.
Oh, thank you, fan club. I'm gonna give you a golf clap for that,
Said
guys.
thank you for all you do. You're great.
I do have some fan clubs, guys. You can join my fan club. That is appreciated. If you join for a year, I give you all my books. I've got some books on here. You can take a look at those. Go to my.
Arizona said she has an attorney general's complaint.
Pardon me. What'd you say?
The civil right, she said she has an attorney general's complaint.
Oh well, yeah, yeah. Civil rights cases, you just don't. Unless somebody videotapes an episode, if you're involved in a police interaction and you've been and you get the shit kicked out of you by the police, and if it's on tape, you're probably not going to get any money. That's the way it is. So civil rights cases, you may actually have a violation of your civil rights, but you ain't getting paid for it because nobody feels sorry for you, and the police can do a lot of stuff to you, especially if you're on the wrong side of the law. So that's what happens. So, guys, 559-335-3331. Share your thoughts about privilege and poverty and Mr. Luigi. Luigi. And how at least in my mind, this is a little bit of off topic, but how our society has really gone on the edge is when this guy was on the run. All of these people that had their Facebook pages and their TikTok pages making posts about this guy, likening him to a hero. That's how far we've gone. You got a guy that ruins the life of a CEO and his family. I believe the dude had 2 kids. Ruined his life and his family's life. And you've got people out there considering this dude a hero. That's where we've gone right now in our society. That guy, Luigi, is a hero to some people. I think that's a little bit much for me. I think I'd rather have my heroes be Superman over here. You see Superman? He's a hero. Um, I know he's not real, but I like Superman. So it's just we've gone a long way, guys. 559-335-3331. Where'd you go, Elizabeth?
I'm here. Julian had brought me Toy Story figures and was making noise.
I didn't hear it. It's fine. We're good. So, any other comments going on, guys? TikTok, TT, YT, anything shaking on YT?
PYT? No. Someone said the same ones who praise Kurtz. And
Oh yeah, yeah. Charlie Kirk. Yeah, the same person. Although, if you, I didn't see as much people praising Charlie Kirk's assassin. I didn't see that much. What I saw was people hating on Charlie Kirk. They weren't really praising the assassin, the alleged assassin. With
but
uh,
do you
with
think that there's a reason it's more known to, like, we know about it being praised because we have access to social media? Like, think about when MLK got taken down. There was probably activists on the other side that were wanting to praise
Oh,
that,
that's true. There was knuckleheads out there. That's true. I think
but
it's true.
you couldn't get T-shirts made or you couldn't get bracelets made like you can now with dropping things.
Well, it's the difference in the spectrum of people. When you go back, if you reel back the time machine, the people that were praising the assassin at MLK probably wore a white pointed hat.
That's what I'm
Those
saying.
Well, but that wasn't the society in general. Today, if you look at the difference in those people, and that's a good example. But you take a look at the difference in the people, you could just about determine who was going to be a supporter of the assassin in MLK's case because they were mostly from the South. They wore white pointed hats, so they were easily identifiable. It didn't really bleed over into other parts of the country. When you look at Luigi, the spectrum of people that seem to support this guy and what he did and what he stands for is just to me astounding. It is astounding. So I
Someone
don't.
said it's harder to tell now. I think
Yeah.
that's true because you've got social media. You can see more things from more opinions and people than you could back then with just a
Well,
newspaper.
yeah, I think there's some probably truth to that, but I will still hold that our society, and I will say it's in somewhat of a decline. When you start praising an assassin, you've got some problems. Now, I don't see that with Mr. Kirk. What I saw with Charlie Kirk was people happy that he was gone, making memes and videos about how they liked it that he was gone for his political speech. He was doing what every one of us out here have an absolute right to do. And yet you have people on, and I'm going to go ahead and call it out, on the left side of the aisle who don't want to hear anything that counters their thought. Just not wanting to hear, they don't want to hear anything in opposition of that. Let's see what we got here. This Eugene? I guess it's nothing. I thought we had a call, Elizabeth. So listen, guys, got any more nutty news, Elizabeth?
That's all I had right now. I wasn't prepared. I didn't do my homework.
559-335-3331, guys. You can give me a holler, as we say back home. If you want to talk anything about these. Oh, let's try it again. This is Eugene.
Jane Sandra from Progressive, you there?
K-Rob said, when I debated in college, we called the Kirk assassination
Oh, it's my
vigilante justice.
progressive lady.
Sad
I
state of
think
affairs.
it was about a car wreck. But anyway, it was a bad time to call. I'll have to call her back. Fellas, anything? 559-335-3331. Let me know. You can leave some comments. Let's see what she wants, what it is. This Eugene?
Eugene Sandra from Progressive.
Oh, how are you doing? I'm sorry about that. How are you doing?
Sorry, the phone kept disconnecting. No problem. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. I was calling you on the Carson case. I just wanted to follow up with you. I know we spoke last week, but did you get my email?
About the 550, the 550 form.
Yeah, and I need to confirm who their healthcare insurance is. And also, I just wanted to know if you have any more specifics on Parker's fracture. You happen to know if it was a tib fib or the growth plate, or anything more
Yeah,
that you might know.
this is what I know. She has a rod in her leg right now. She has a rod in the leg. I thought I already mentioned. Did I not discuss that already? Yeah, she was jacked up pretty good. It's her lower leg. She has a rod in it, and she is now actually, I think, doing some physical therapy, recovering. She should be fairly well recovered here in the next few weeks. I think I talk to the mother fairly regularly, and so right now I'm trying to find an attorney. So let me ask, and I probably already asked this before, but in a lot of these cases, when I have more than one person, I I particularly like to try to settle these individually. I think it's easier for me to manage that way. The the son is fairly well recovered. The mother is nearly in a what I would consider to be a fairly good state. It's the little girl that's going to have some issues.
Yeah. I'll have to look into that and see. I have to look and see if Pennsylvania is a first come first served state. If so, I guess we'd have to see and confirm that my insured would be on board with something like that, since it is a single limit policy. So,
well, I mean, otherwise,
right
yeah. Otherwise, and as far as I know, you talk about the growth plate. As far as I know, right now, the doctors have given an opinion, at least right now, that her growth plates are she's done growing. That's hard for me to believe that a 14-year-old's already stopped growing. That's hard for me to believe. But they're going to get her evaluated again because she may need some more surgeries into the future. So if that's the case, I'll probably have to prepare a settlement demand and factor that in. And I'm looking for an attorney right now that I have to get an attorney to help approve that settlement. So I'm trying to do that right now.
All right. Okay. So yeah. So it's not confirmed, obviously, then, if it was a growth plate or not.
Correct.
And
No, I don't think the growth plate was impacted. But what they're saying is that she's done growing, but I'm not sure about that.
Right.
Could I get you to do me? Can you resend that email? Over the holiday, I looked for my older emails and I couldn't find it. Send me that email again. It'll be on top, and I'll get that. I'll be able to tell you what their health care insurance is.
Sure. Will do.
Do you have any more questions?
Not at this point. Obviously, I'll need the medical records once they come in, and then we'll, at that point, we'll discuss and see if it's something that I can try to resolve, as they come in, or if I have to wait. I can't really give you an answer on that right now.
I got you. Just if you do, hopefully we can work this out. We shouldn't need. I think this is one of those cases. I don't think we'll need to file a formal litigation, but hopefully we can be reasonable and work everything out.
Yeah, definitely. We'll definitely make a good effort to.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right. Okay. Be well. Thanks for the call. Okay.
All right, guys. Sorry about that. I had to get that call. She was. I've got a case I'm trying to work out. Fellas, 5-5. Where'd you go, Elizabeth?
Right here, I was listening to the flow from Progressive.
Oh no.
What? Can you hear me? Hello?
I don't know. Dang
You're
it.
there.
Oh my goodness.
You reached Elizabeth. Leave a message, and I'll get back.
What's up with my screen?
You're fine. You're still on there. It's mine kicked me off. Like my computer.
Well,
said,
it's on my end. It's frozen. So we're on.
Yeah, you're on.
Okay. All right. So how's things in the
I'm
chat?
not on.
Say again.
I said I'm not on. My computer just said locking and then turned off.
All right. So, well, anyway, if so, I'm still on.
Yeah, you're still there.
Well, good, because I can't see, my screen is froze. I'm not sure what's going on, but anyway. So, what's in the chat? Anything in the chat? We're going to close it down here, guys.
No, you probably got some knucklehead that's going to try to call you.
Yeah. Well.
The one that tried to tell people growth plates are in your stomach.
Oh, really? No, growth plates.
He's not a good Googler.
Growth plates are all over your body, mostly your legs, your arms. Yeah.
Then he asked what number he's supposed to call, and everybody's laughing at him because it's on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah. Well, I love it.
He clearly doesn't like to read.
All right, guys. Thank you. So I'm still on. My screen is frozen. So
no, you're good.
All right, guys. Thank you very much, Elizabeth. Thank you for helping out, guys. Sorry for the interruption. I'm going to download this, edit it, pull it back up on YouTube. So if you missed it, you want to share it with.
Josh said to tell you this should be your motivation for the MacBook Pro purchase.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it. I don't know. It didn't interrupt. It didn't interrupt any at all, did it?
No, you're good.
Okay. All right. So I think we're good. Just had that one call from the insurance company, which is okay. I'm going to try to edit it out. So, guys, listen. That's a really good case. Let's follow it. Next week, I want to talk about relationships and divorce and some of the psychology that we've got right now about. There's some interesting studies that have come to surface right now about relationships and what people think about marriage, having kids, and kind of what that means globally for our society when it comes to birth rates and those types of things. And I'm not going to talk about replacement theory or none of that other bull baloney. But let's talk about that. Probably some relationship issues, family, marriage, having kids. So, guys, until next time, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Hopefully, you all enjoyed it. If you didn't, I'm sorry for you. Tell your friends about it. We're going to get back on here Thursday, hopefully, at about 11:30, and get out here and try to have us some fun. But thank you, guys. You can look me up on all my platforms. Don't forget to do that. Show me some love over here. I'm usually in the mornings. I'm on that other TT platform, guys. A lot of you all have been with me a long time. Let's try to grow this YouTube channel, and this is your channel. I want you to help participate, grow this channel like you helped me do my TikTok, guys. So until then, until Thursday on YouTube, until Thursday, guess what we do, guys? if life and law collide in your world and you don't know what to do, you ain't got nowhere to go. If you've had an issue, if your rear end's in a crack, what do, guys? You got to say it loud so everybody can hear it. Give me a holler. If you've got an issue, give me a holler. Book a call. Thank you, guys. Hopefully, we're out. Good grief.
You done?
Yep. I think so. It looks pretty good back there. Somehow my screen froze up. I don't know why it did.
You want to go with me? Get the kids and go to their dentist appointment? And I figure we can maybe take them out for a Grinch meal.
Yeah, I will. Let me look and see. Hopefully.
Put socks on.
Uh,
Socks.
end stream. I did end it.